The orbital night cycle over Station Halcyon 9 moved in a slow, dimming gradient, soft lights fading across polished corridors like a machine drawing in a long breath. At the very edge of the human sector, where the alloy walls still hummed faintly from the day's power routing, James sat alone in his small habitation room. He wasn't supposed to be awake, certainly not after the diplomatic chaos earlier, but sleep felt distant, almost impossible. The summit had gone wrong in every possible way. The Zanari delegation arrived in ceremonial armor, the humans responded with rigid posture, and every attempt at peaceful exchange collapsed under centuries of mistrust. All except one moment, one person. Rose. Rose was the newly ascended Zanari queen, young by her species' ancient standards, but already carrying the luminous confidence of those born to rule. Her bioluminescent markings rippled like constellations beneath her skin, shifting from violet calm to a cautious blue whenever James spoke. No other human had ever made the Queen's markings shift. No Zanari warrior had ever looked at a human the way she looked at him. James didn't understand it. He wasn't a diplomat, soldier, or scientist, just an engineer who accidentally got assigned to the summit's support team. Rose had asked for him directly after overhearing him fix a translator node with nothing but a multi-tool and a muttered curse. And now, everything felt too large, too strange, and far too quiet. A soft chime echoed. His door, locked, sealed, and human sector restricted, slid open. James shot to his feet, heart hammering. Standing in the doorway was Queen Rose, her ceremonial mantle removed, her features softer, almost tired. The glow of her skin dimmed to a gentle lilac, casting faint shadows along the narrow room. "JJ, Your Majesty," James stuttered, nearly knocking over his chair. Rose stepped inside without waiting for permission, her presence filling the small space in a way that seemed to silence the entire station. Her voice was calm, musical, dangerous. "May I sleep beside you tonight, human?" James froze. There were 100 reasons to refuse. Diplomatic consequences, security risks, the fact that he was an ordinary engineer and she was the most powerful being in 3-star systems. But as Rose looked at him, her markings flickering with something like vulnerability, he understood. This wasn't politics. This wasn't seduction. This was a queen seeking refuge from the weight crushing her. He swallowed. "Why me?" Her gaze softened. "Because your presence brings quiet to my mind. You speak without fear. You exist without performance. When you breathe, human, I can finally breathe as well." The words hit him like a solar flare. He gestured to the bed, small, barely large enough for one human. "It's not exactly royal accommodations." Rose tilted her head, amused. "Your human furniture will suffice." She lowered herself gracefully, her luminescent skin casting shifting galaxies across the pillow. The room brightened with soft, alien starlight. James remained standing for a moment, unsure what universe he had stumbled into. "You're really serious?" Rose's voice became barely a whisper. "Your presence steadies me, James." He sat on the edge of the bed, careful not to brush against her. Rose noticed, and a faint smile crossed her lips. "You fear offending me," she said, "but I would not have come if I desired distance." Slowly, hesitantly, James lay beside her. Their shoulders did not touch, but the space between them felt charged, alive. A moment passed, another. "Tell me truthfully," Rose murmured, "do humans truly believe we seek war?" James exhaled. "Some do, but most of us, we're just scared. You're stronger, older, larger as a civilization. Fear makes humans do stupid things." Rose turned to face him fully. "I do not wish fear between our species, and yet our council insists you are dangerous, that you would destroy us if provoked." James laughed quietly. Humans aren't the strongest in the galaxy, but we're stubborn. If someone threatens our home, we don't break. We don't bow. Her eyes shimmered. So that is the truth of humanity. Pretty much. Rose's markings brightened, bright enough that James had to blink. She studied him with an expression he could not decipher. You, she said softly, are unlike any human warrior I have met. You do not speak like a conqueror, yet you carry a strange fire. James shrugged. I'm just an engineer. No, Rose whispered. You are human, intensely, brilliantly human. They lay in silence, breaths falling into sync. Then Rose's voice grew distant, trembling. I fear tomorrow. The Council will demand retaliation. They will want destruction, not peace. And I do not know if I can stop them alone. James turned, their faces inches apart. You're not alone. Those 3 words triggered something in her. Her breath hitched. Her markings flared like a rising nebula. The Queen of the Zenari, a being who commanded fleets, who held entire worlds under her protection, closed her eyes and leaned slightly toward him. May I rest against you, James? The question pierced straight through whatever walls he still had. Yes, he whispered. She shifted with slow, deliberate care, laying her head lightly on his shoulder. The warmth of her skin radiated through him, comforting and overwhelming at once. For the first time since the summit began, Rose's breathing eased. Your heartbeat is steady, she murmured. Do all humans sound this way? Probably, James said, trying not to combust. But I think you're listening too close. She smiled against his chest. It calms me. Minutes passed, quiet, fragile, perfect. You know, James said softly, if we work together, maybe we can keep both our peoples from tearing each other apart. Rose's fingers curled slightly around the fabric of his shirt. Then tomorrow, you will stand beside me. Beside you? He echoed. Yes, she said, voice steadying with renewed fire. Not as a servant, not as a subject, as someone who reminds me why peace is worth fighting for. The room felt too small to contain the moment. Finally, as the station cycled into the deepest night shift, Rose's voice faded to a whisper. Sleep now, James. For tomorrow, we face the galaxy together. He nodded, though he doubted sleep would come easily with an alien queen resting against him. But as her warmth reached him, as her starlit glow dimmed to a peaceful pulse, James felt his eyes drift shut. And the last thought that crossed his mind was astonishingly simple. Humanity had just found its most unlikely ally, and she was sleeping in his arms.